Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up?
That was my patented. That was my patented shot. One thing I could do was finger roll.
Was finger roll. What's going on? Coach Main here. Dorchester forever. You dig? Grove Hall podcast. Another Sunday night. I gotta call one of my guests who's saying he's having trouble logging in. You know, he just has to click the link, man. What's going on? What's going on though? Waiting for the voice is supposed to be joining me. There we go. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man?
What's up, bro? My fault. I was having a lot of trouble.
Yeah?
Yep.
Everything?
Yeah, man. I was just actually handling stuff. I'm actually in your neck of the woods right now, bro.
Okay. Well,
handle a lot of stuff for the league, man. It's crazy. How you been?
I've been good, man. How you been, man?
Been good, man.
Yeah.
Been good, man. Yeah, this thing's crazy, man. I got a lot of people hitting me up, man, still trying to get in this thing. It's like, I don't know, man. It's too late now.
No, listen, I mean, what you've done, what you've created, like, I mean, I tell you all the time, like, how I think your league is one of the best, you know what I'm saying, around. You know, from a competition standpoint, you know, you get guys from all over the city involved in it, you know what I mean? It's a really great thing, you know. How is it did you get really started with the league? Like, what made you join it? How long has it been, you know, that you've been doing the league for?
I've been doing the league, man, since I want to say 1999, 2000. Yeah, about over 20 years, man.
Wow.
Over 20 years I've been doing this thing, and I mean, we're still going at it. You know, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a long time coming, but yeah, I've been doing this since 2000. So yeah, and what was the other part?
I think I asked you what made you want to start this league.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so CLBO, it was a vision that God gave me. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, well, not a lot of people, but some people kind of they don't really understand the faith aspect. And me being a man of God, like I pride myself on the church, you know, in the church community.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, one day, actually, my dad, he started a ministry over there in Everett, Massachusetts. And me being a former athlete, like I didn't know where to fit in, you know, when it came down to time to church. I mean, I was always in church growing up, but, you know, usually when you're the head, you know, when you're the son of the head of an organization, there's a lot that's kind of expected on you. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know. Like I had no idea what to do, but you know, where to start or what to do. But what happened was once I came to the church, there was like I want to say maybe over 40, maybe 50 youth. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, wow, I was like, yo, these, you know, that's like right up my alley. You know what I mean? So I didn't know really where to fit in because, you know, being a varsity athlete, I had my sect of people that I associated with, but I didn't really associate with anybody outside of the Malden area and maybe a little bit of Medford. But when you came down to Everett, you know, I really didn't rock with people like that. So one day, you know, I remember vividly. I was sitting on the church steps, and I heard, I heard the voice of the Lord, man, speak
Word.
to me and tell me, use what you know and use me. And I saw a kid, actually, no, I saw the kid dribbling a basketball, and I heard the voice of the Lord say, use what you know and use me. And right there and then, the CLBO was born, man. It was like, I posted a tryout on the bulletin board outside the church, and I wasn't expected to have anybody come to this thing. And the following Sunday, that bulletin board was full of people, bro. I'm talking
Word.
about, it had maybe over 50 youth that's all signed up and tried out. And that's kind of where the whole conspiracy about Team Warriors and myself got started.
Right.
That's what the whole thing, because
I'm glad you told me that, because I wanted some context into your relationship with the Warriors from the beginning of the league. You know what I mean? I had to get
yeah, nah. So my dad, he's the founder of North Shore Evangelical. And like I said, I was trying to fit in. So I decided to put a church, because originally CLBO, it stands for Church League Basketball Organization. This is before we opened up the floor to like other people. So it was church versus church. That's what it was. It was like you had multiple churches inside the Boston area, in the North Shore area, Middlesex, everywhere. And we all came together and we had a competition. And there was not a coach in my church. There wasn't a coach. There wasn't anything. And they were like, you know what? Since you founded this organization, you got a coach. You know what I'm saying? It's until Stanley and Stern and Antoine and all them dudes started winning titles. Going I think it was probably 6 straight seasons undefeated, haven't lost a game, winning titles, bro. I'm talking about titles, and the people started raising an eyebrow, and they were like, "Yo, how is it that this dude that runs, he runs the league, yet his church wins titles?" But it was never that, man. It was what it was. It's until my older brother came to me afterwards, and he said, "Yo, man, you run the league, bro. You gotta." And I'm like, I didn't realize it. I was like, "Oh shoot, that is true." So I took the step back, bro. I was just like, you know what? I was like, I can't do this anymore. But it was never an idea of me catering to. It was never that, man. It was never that. It was never that, bro.
To clear it up, we listen. I want to hear that, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear you clear it up. You know what I mean? And you did, man. You know what I'm saying? But hold on for that moment with the story real quick, man, because it's almost that time, man. We got to get into it. Let's get it.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
On Dead Dogs, the Grove Hall show got it locked. The best sports show in New England, it's your first stop. See Coach Maine handle topics like he got the rock. Point guard, drop it off, help you find your spot. Payne got the streets on smash. Dropping jewels every time like J-Kid off the glass. And let's keep it real, everybody game for real. That's why we got Mr. Maritime here to seal the deal. Tune in.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Hold on for a second. We got our basketball analyst joining us in this interview, man. You know what I'm saying? The voice, the energy god.
Yo.
You know what I mean? My boy Reem pulling up on the check-in, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You already know, man. But yeah, man, I'll get back into that real quick, talking about I'm sorry, have you two met before, right?
Nah, I know about this league though. I definitely see the league popping though.
Man, this is great. I love bringing people together. So Brother Gene, Pastor Gene, this is the voice right here. This is one of the original mic gods of Boston summertime basketball. I mean, not just summertime, he's year round. He does high school, college, men's leagues. You know what I'm saying? Talking about honesty, perspective. He's gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna let you know when you're playing well. He's gonna let you know when you're not playing well. You know what I mean? All comes
we definitely got to connect, man. Definitely got to connect.
Like you want your league, turned up. It's a church league, so he'll have to tailor it down. He'll definitely bring good energy for the league, man. My brother, the voice. You know what I mean? Reem.
Absolutely. Yo, good to meet you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
But look at that, Gene. Like you already said, I've heard about the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your league has been something that even us guys on this side of town have heard about. Not many of us. It's been a few guys that have won it. You know what I'm saying?
What's that again?
It's been a few guys that have won it playing with different teams, but there's never been a collective, just Boston team that has won the CLBO league. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You always tell me, you be like, I don't care about what y'all done out in Boston. Y'all didn't win this yet, so you know what I mean. Till you win this, I don't want to hear nothing else about.
Hey man, I'm waiting for Boston, man. Boston, Boston got all the talent in the world. I'm waiting for the boys from Boston to come out and to win this thing, man. There hasn't been one in over 20 years yet, so I'm waiting to see. I want to see it.
Well, we'll see, man. I think this year is going to be a really good season.
Yes, sir.
I saw what you did with Dre, the interview. It was really good.
Yo, you next.
I'm next.
You next. Jermaine, I'm coming for you, Jermaine, man. I'm coming for you. I'm telling you, you next.
Okay. All right. Let me know, man. We get it cracking. I already know how you do it, man. You'll pull up anywhere on anybody. That I know for a fact from years ago. You'll pull up. Yo, let's go out to breakfast. Come on, yo. Let's go sit down now. I got the bill, everything. Come on.
Yep.
Keep going. Word up, man.
Yeah.
But no, you were saying about how people you had to take a step back because people were feeling like you were, I guess, loading your team up because you know what I'm saying, like you had a team and your team was always winning it. You know what I mean? So how'd you go about like stepping back and like did you just like recruit more teams like after that?
Yo, so I think after the sixth title that they won, that's when like the whole commotion started. That's when people, there was never a team that wanted to backtrack. It was never that. There was actually even more teams that wanted to get in, because everybody was trying to look for a way to, to try to discredit. Even till today, I got a good friend of mine named Nate. He's always reaching out to me saying, how's your team doing? How's your team? I'm like, they're not my team anymore, bro. But so basically, what I had to do was I'd established a committee. But as well as I do, once you establish a committee, the vision kind of goes left because everybody has their own opinion on how it should be run. So that didn't work out. I had a committee of maybe about about 4 guys. And then, people started saying stuff and doing different things. And I was just like, you know what? It's not that I want control, but I know exactly where I want this thing to go. You know what I mean? So I had to, everything I had to do it by myself, flyers, posters, highlight reels, all of that. All that stuff that you see on the page, I have to do all of that. You know what I mean? So, what I did is I started reaching out to certain schools, and I had like youth that wanted to what do they call that?
Extra
credits, yeah, like school credits and different things like that come to the games and they help out with the books. Like you see the young cat that's always so he comes out and he does the books. I had certain people help out, sell snacks and different things like that. So I mean that allowed me to kind of take care of the administration side. You see what I'm saying? And then with Team Warriors, what happened was Stanley, Stanley Chamberlain.
Yep.
Yeah, so Stanley, great player. I think he's probably the best, if not, he still has all the, accolades inside the league, but he moved to Florida, and then him and Pierre Francois, they have a good relationship, and he kind of gave Pierre the, the reins to that, to that department, which allowed myself and other people to kind of step back. Because it's not, if you know, it's not a church, it's not really a church league anymore. It's going to get back to the, no, it's not. It's going to get back to that because the church community is kind of getting upset. So and this is something that I haven't even told people but this might be there's always going to be room to put a team inside the league, but it's going to be the last season for like extra teams to join because the church community really wants back in. You see what I'm saying? So if you're non-church, you're still going to have an opportunity to get in, but it's not going to be like half the league. It'll probably be like maybe two or three teams, depending if I want to keep everybody, man, because one season, because there's over 40 teams that want to get in. Over 40, you know what I mean? But now, shout outs to I think Pierre Sully. He was telling me, he said, to keep it at 12, and he was absolutely right, because once you start to get into like 20, it kind of loses its focus, man. So you got to keep it like limited, you know what I'm saying? Which is true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, no, definitely has to. Definitely has to, you know what I mean? Like, again, 12 is a great number. What is it at right now? What is it currently for this season?
12. But there's a lot of upset people, man. A lot of upset people, man. That said a lot of vulgar things, man, on Facebook, man, on my inbox. A lot was like, I had teams, F you, you promised me a spot, but it's not that, man. I can't really put just anybody inside this league, man. You don't want to start a fight. You don't want things. You want people you kind of know, good guys like yourself, that can kind of lead men, rather than, starting trouble, you know what I'm saying? Especially at the games, so.
Okay. So right now, based on all the teams that you know about, who's the favorites in your opinion? I mean, you went on record to predict winners before. Like, who are you predicting right now out of all the teams? Again, just that you saw.
One or like or two or three.
So I'll go say three. Pick your top three teams right now, the teams you think's gonna win it.
BLA.
Wow.
BLA.
Okay.
I'll call it how it is, man. And I know there's going to be a lot of upset people.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of upset people. But listen, Antoine built a monster. He built a monster, and with like Cal Hardy that played for hardball. He put Isaac Lane. He put some killers on his team, man. He put some real killers on his team, man. So
Latif's son too. He got Latif's son.
Latif Patrick. He put some killers on his team. So hey, man, I'm not saying nobody else could ball, but in my opinion, BLA.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. You didn't even pick two other teams. You just picked BLA. That's
BLA,
crazy,
bro. BLA, man.
Crazy.
That's it. Yeah. There's no other. Now I know I posted something today. You know what I mean? But realistically, you're asking my opinion. BLA, bro.
Yep.
BLA.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't know anybody else. Like, I know you're probably thinking, wait till my squad comes. I gotta see it. That's why I'm coming for you for an interview. I'm coming for you. You know what I mean?
It's all good.
And I know you're hard to find, but I'm coming for you, Jermaine. I'm coming for you.
Listen, what I'll say is Twizzes did a great job with getting the names. You know what I'm saying, Reem? He's got the names. It's got to over to the court. It's got to translate to it.
Yeah.
You seen it. You know what it's like about having teams that are loaded and like they don't always get it done, right? Like
I was on one, so
you know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? We shall see, but definitely BLA. I'm surprised you didn't say the champs. You know what I mean? Because Pierre, like, has got some tricks.
Listen, Pierre, and I know Paul Beckland's and all them. They're upset at me every year. They think I hate on the Warriors, bro. At the end of the day, man, listen. And I know this is gonna come with a bit of controversy. What I'm about to say, they got lucky.
Oh,
Wow. Whoa.
And hear me out when I say this. Hear me out, because I know this is gonna get out, because they were laughing at me when I conducted that interview after the season. They were laughing at me like I was. Listen, first of all, in the first round of the playoffs, TDL was missing their MVP. They were missing Marvell, right? And they were missing another dude. Marvell is like an easy 30 points. Marvell could put up numbers, and the other kid they were missing. Then the second round team Hoopers, they were missing their whole starting five. They only had Leroy. Then in the championship game, BLA was missing Saul. That was like, listen, at the end, I know what I'm about to say. I know people are going to be pissed, but that's like the Celtics. That's like what happened with the Celtics. Now, listen, hear me out. I'm not hating on the Celtics. I'm not hating on them at all. But they're going to have to win it this year. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to win it this year, because Shaq was right. Shaq was absolutely right. He said they're going to have to win it because Halliburton got hurt. Am I lying, though? Jermaine, am I lying? Halliburton got hurt.
They don't control that. They don't control.
Right? Why would you blame it on a man getting hurt?
No. What I'm saying, but Halliburton did Halliburton not get hurt?
Oh, yeah,
he got hurt.
And then who did they play in the first round? I mean, in the was it Miami? Hold on.
Miami, Cleveland, and Cleveland.
Miami, there was bodies hurt.
Miami, Cleveland, Indiana.
And I'm not saying it's their fault, but what I'm saying is that, bro, I'm just saying, had some stars been healthy, I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, I'm not. Hey, it's not their fault. True, they got to play whoever's in front of them. But had some guys would have been healthy,
we still would have been raising the banner. So
right. We think that may have happened because they could have easily been beaten with those guys playing. So it's just, we can look at both sides and say that speculation. We just think it might have been a better matchup because they're full strength. But I mean, the Warriors, man, from what I saw, they were tough to beat. Like, they were tough to beat.
Bro.
Just saying, like, so.
Bro, Saul is an nasty, bro. And that's an easy 20 points, man, that they were missing on the boards. You know what I'm saying? So
what do you think's gonna happen this summer when it's money tournaments, when you got Save Our Streets and freaking Lowell and all these other money tournaments? This Saul and them's gonna be getting recruited for. Guys is gonna be like, yo, man, I need you to come play in this. And where do you think Saul and them gonna be at?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
True, you're right, but I think he has a team where he put so much talent on his team where I think even if Saul's missing now, I don't think it's gonna matter because Latif is a problem, bro. Latif actually should have won MVP last season. You know what I mean? Had it not been for him missing all those games, bro, Latif should have won. You know what I mean? But Gio won it, so.
Again, Latif, same guy, money tournaments in the summertime. Who you think Maul Coombs and all them's gonna be calling? Latif will be playing in money tournaments as well. They'll be calling him. I'm just saying. That's the problem when you recruit those kind of players. They are likely to take that money call on the weekend to go play for some money on a Sunday versus going to play in a league. I'm just saying, like, these first few months before the summer starts, important get those games in. But once, like, June, July hit up, I'm telling you.
That's true. Well, yeah.
So I understand, like, guys get those kind of players, but I'm totally fine with getting the under radar guys who I know may not get calls for those money weekends. They're going to be playing.
No, you got some killers, man. Like the kid Otto. That kid Otto looks good.
Yeah, Opie, that's my guy, son. That's my guy.
Yeah, Reem, can you speak to a little bit about Otto? Because you went to a lot of RCC games.
Bro, Otto is the truth. I ain't even gonna hold you, son. I seen the man. I'm gonna tell you this one move the man did. The man jab step dude, threw it behind his back, went and banged on it up top.
Oh,
Went up top.
shoot.
I said, get the hell out of here. This white boy doing that?
Oh, God.
Yeah. He's it. He's one of them ones. He's one of them ones. He's
Oh.
definitely one of them ones.
Oh, well, hey, man. Hey, man, Jermaine, when the bright lights come on, if he does it here, hey. Hey, man. Not every yeah, you know what it is? Not everybody's used to, because this is the thing about the league, man. And I'll be honest with you, because I've seen it all over. I've seen people, and this is not a shot at any other league, because I think when people say you have one of the best leagues in Mass, I don't even rate myself up there, because I've been to a lot of leagues and I'm like, dang, there's some competition out here. But what happens in this league that a lot of other leagues don't do is that, I don't know if you noticed, but after the games, the league continues into Facebook. So you got a game on Sunday. On Monday, you're gonna hear about it. So what happens? Right. What happens is these players, when they play, they know that that's coming, so it affects them when they're playing. I don't know if you noticed that. I've seen that. Right. So that's why I'm like, yo, when the bright lights come on, man, pressure bust pipes, man. A lot of dudes fold. A lot of dudes are just like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're gonna get talked about, you're gonna get a video, an article, or a poster. So dudes are like, you know what I mean? They cramp up, man.
Right.
They cramp up quick. You know what I mean? But this dude, I can't wait to see the squad, man. I can't wait to see you in action, coaching.
Yeah, got my boy Otto, got my boy Justin, a couple RCC guys that played, you know what I mean, under the radar. They just play hard. They just, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a good season. Got my man Josh Bonnie and Mike Downing with me. So yeah, it's gonna be good, man. I'm excited.
That kid Josh Bonnie looks tough, man. He looked tough. He looked like a bull.
Hoop, Bonnie's just a hooper, man.
He looked like a bull, man.
He's just a hooper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's just what you got to say, Reem? I see you over there. What you got to say about
I'm
Bonnie,
just waiting. I like how he do his league, man. I see the posts. I see the articles, man. I love the artwork you be doing, man.
Appreciate
Big ups
it.
to you, man. I appreciate that. I'm tuning in this year. Definitely tuning in this year.
Appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah, and Jermaine's gonna be on a ton of those, because you know what I like about Jermaine? Jermaine funny, man. The thing is, Jermaine, there's coaches that is great TV. Great TV. You know what I mean? And the thing is, once you get Jermaine going, he doesn't hold his tongue back. So he's gonna I know you're gonna try to like take the back road, but I'm gonna get it out of you to get you start talking. And once you start talking, man, I'm gonna love it. I'm telling you, I'm coming for you. That's why I told you, Jimmy, I'm coming for you this season, bro.
Well, you know what questions to ask to push to
get you going.
Push my buttons a little bit, get me going. I'm gonna try to refrain back from it because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying not to go too crazy and all that, man. You know what I mean? So, and I see right now what's going on between BLA and what's Dre's team? Is Dre the Hoopers?
No, Playmakers.
Pardon me, Playmakers. So I see what's going on right there. So I'm falling back under the radar. Let Kerry and all them do their thing. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm listen. Listen. At the end of the day, there are few teams that send me some messages on your squad. So I'm gonna bring it back to you. Believe me, that's why I said you're not. There's no place to run or hide here. That's why I'm coming for you. This is why, because I know I'm gonna get it out of you. Eventually I'm gonna get it out of you. Because these past few seasons, the last time with hardball, you had a squad. You had an absolute juggernaut of a team. And then, you came, I think you came back in, I think it was 2019. 2019. Yeah. I think you came back with you and Sammy. I think you and Sammy came back. And then after that, you weren't coaching, but now you're back. And I'm glad you're back. Because like I said, this is a perfect opportunity, man. And you got to win one here. You're going to have to. You gotta win one here.
Gotta win one here. Gotta win one here. This is one of the leagues that has haunted me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I gotta get one. I gotta get one here.
Gotta get one here.
Yeah, no, definitely. That last team, CJ, Davon, Rob, we just didn't all the way through. Guys, a couple guys got hurt, you know what I mean, towards the end of the season. But yeah, I brought Cal Hardy out there to the CLBO League, you know what I'm saying, before he played with anyone else. You know what I mean?
He's a hell of a basketball player too, man. He's a hell of a basketball player.
Team. Like we had a nice squad. It just, we didn't finish out towards the end, but my stint with the Warriors didn't work out like I wanted it to, and so I had to just come back and get my own squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to it. Over 20-something years of the CLBO. Let me ask you, man, what are your top 5 best CLBO teams that you saw
that played in this league?
The top 5 teams.
Okay, the starting at the top, the best I would say is Team Warriors. They got, I think, like 11 chips. And that's not even because I was coaching them for 6. I think after that they continued that legacy. Even even when Stanley left, they're still winning chips, and they're winning chips in different decades. That's what's crazy about them. So they're number 1. I think at number 2 is Team Faith with Takeem, who's a monster, man. Takeem is arguably the second best player in this league's history. The man is just like.
Hold on to that. Hold that. That question's coming up next. I'm gonna get you.
Okay.
I'm gonna get your top 5 best.
Okay, the top 5. I want to say Warriors, Team Faith, team. I can't really mention their team anymore, but I'll say Team True. They went by another name, but I can't say what the reasons why. No, actually, no. What am I saying? I'm sorry. Let me back up. It's Team Warriors, Team Faith. Then it's Dre's team in Cambridge. They went by NCC, and then it was True, and then Harvest. So that's my top 5.
Okay.
So you know Team True. They went by another name, and I can't mention that other name for reasons. But they go by True now with Jimmy Lee and all them. And then Harvest. So it's Warriors, Faith, Dre's team, which is NCC, then True, and then Harvest.
Okay.
Top 5. They got the most chips.
Reem, you ever heard any of these teams before? Or have you ever been to a game? Reem, in this league?
But I see it on the internet. I've never been to a game, but I see it on the internet, so I'm definitely in tune with it.
We gotta get you.
Gotta get me out there, definitely.
Yeah, we gotta get you out there. Gotta get you out there this season. Gotta get you out there. Who are your top 5 best players to ever play in the CLBO? Best players. So it doesn't necessarily mean most accolades, like best championship. Like, who are the best
skill players?
Yeah, the best players you ever saw in the CLBO.
Wow. I'm gonna have to give it, like, skill wise. I want to say it went a kid named Mike Bernard. Then it went Takeem, man. There's nothing really nothing else I could really say about him. You know what I mean? But Takeem is unbelievable. Then you went to, obviously, Stanley. He has to be up there. His brother Stern, Antoine is another one. But I mean, if you want just top 5, I want to say it was Mike Bernard, Mike Bernard, Takeem, Stanley. I'd put Pierre Sully up there. PSLE, man. You know, I'd put PSLE up there. PSLE's a monster too. And then the kid Gio that won MVP last season.
Gio, what team did he play with?
Gio Netcast. His name's he goes by Giovanni Cardoso Nova.
Oh, I think that's the kid from East Boston, Reem.
He plays for Bunker Hill.
Oh, okay.
This season he plays for Bunker Hill.
I want to say he played with Big Jermaine and them in East Boston last year in
with a chip
in Dre's tournament in King of the Court.
Oh, okay.
Cat was on that team too. Spanish Cat. He was a young guy. He was really, really good.
Yeah, he's a killer.
He's over at Bunker Hill. Who's over at Bunker Hill this year, I believe.
He's a killer. He's a killer, man. He's a dog. You know what I mean? And then you have guys that came this season that really haven't earned their stripes yet. But if you want to talk about people that I've seen personally, then you got Andrew White. I forgot about Andrew. And Andrew's a killer too.
Andrew Wright from Lawrence.
Andrew White. Yeah, him and his brother Dave White. They're killers, man.
Okay. I think I know who Andrew is. Almost positive. Yeah, we're trying to get some of those guys like that to come on down to the 34 and over league.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love honestly, man, that 35 and older league is serious, bro. That's a serious league. You know what I'm saying? I love what you guys are doing out there. You know what I mean? I definitely love what you guys are doing with the uniforms, to the amount of games. You know what I mean? I actually got to get with the administration down there to find out, how, because it's one thing to run the league, but then to try to pay for different things. And so, because one of the biggest problems that you have every single year is kind of finances. So I gotta get with the administration down there to work some things out. So
work some things out as far as what, like just what the maintenance.
I think with structuring of prices, because my thing is for years I've been trying to be fair with prices, because dudes are one thing is when in any league that you run, when you start the league, everybody's like, oh yeah. But then the minute you mention league fee, dudes duck. Dudes duck and run, and it's like, oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's kind of that. I run into that problem. I've been running into that problem for a long time. So I was never one big on money, because people have a tendency of trying to equate money in church and think there's some sort of thing. There's nothing going on. You know what I mean? To the point I've even paid for people, but I can't do that anymore. I can't. I've done that when I was younger. I was like, I can't do that anymore. Especially when you see guys, and I'm not mentioning anybody in particular, but when you go on certain guys' pages, and then you end up seeing a guy will sit there and be like, I don't pay for I can't pay for the league, but then they're taking trips to Jamaica. They're taking a trip to Jamaica, man. I'm like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't do that anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. You know, I can't. I did it for a long time. I did it for over a decade, man. I can't do it anymore. So,
What is the actual price of your league, if you don't mind me asking?
It's 130 per. It's 130 per realistically. And it should be way more than that. Honestly, people don't understand the cost on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're getting a full set uniform with names on the back and different shades, all that stuff costs. I'm starting to realize why certain people they do tees. You know what I mean? They do t-shirts because you're trying to add more to the league, but when you're trying to make it look good, it costs. Yeah. All that stuff costs. It costs, you know what I mean? So realistically, and this is, I hope people hear this, but in order to run a very, very good league, if you don't have top-notch sponsors, if you want to run a great league, it got to be at least 300 per. I'm be honest with you. It has to be. You know what I mean? And anybody running a league, it has to be. If you can't complain about, like, I'm the type of person, like, if I charge 300 per, I'll get you the best refs and I'll get you the best uniforms. I'll get you the best gym. But don't expect, wine taste with beer money, man. It ain't gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. So you know what I mean? And I get that with a lot of dudes. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that? I'm like, because one, the league fee wasn't collected on time. Where I've chased dudes the whole season, and dudes ducked. You know what I mean? Which ended up affecting the league. Like it ended up putting us in the red. You know what I mean? For a long time. And I've never said that. I've always kept my mouth shut. You know what I mean? Because it's really a ministry thing. You know what I mean? It's a church thing. So I was never really big on money, but there's a reality, man. You gotta be able to pay for this thing, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to pay for this thing. So,
Word. No, absolutely. Absolutely, man. What is the last league that you've been to in Boston and came over and watched? I'm just very
I was at that the league over there by I was at Rico's league a few times.
okay.
A few times. I went out to Rico's league a few times, and like I said, I remember bothering Rico about and I hope he's doing well, by the way. I heard he had like some health issues, but
I gotta reach out to him. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I heard the same thing, man. I miss my guy Rico, man.
No, he's a good brother. Yeah, I mean, we exchanged numbers, and I remember bothering him about his uniforms, because I was like, yo, his uniforms are crazy. You know what I mean? And he gave me the vendor, and then I reached out to the vendor. But I've been to Rico's league. I went there was a league over there, but near Lena Park, that I went to. I heard about that. Was that Rico's league too?
Yep, it was Rico's
okay,
league.
so he moved that over from Lena Park to the community center over there.
No, Rico's league was at
American. It was at American League.
Vine Street. It went from Vine Street to Lena Park.
Oh, it didn't go from that school on American Legion?
Yeah, that's Lena Park.
That was at Lena Park. Okay, yeah. So
it's connected to it.
Yeah, so I went. So yeah, I was over there. Went to Vine Street. I don't, and forgive me, I don't know all the names of the leagues, but there's a few that I've been to. I just there was a league over by the Croc Center, but I forget the name of that league. But I was there. There was a league going on there. Forgive me. I mean, I've been to a few leagues in Boston, but I just haven't. And then obviously there are summer tournaments that I've been to out in Boston too as well. The Crew Love tournament, I was there. But I'm mostly in the background. So,
Reem, what would you suggest for him to come out to? What tournaments would you suggest if you can give him some tournaments to pull up to in the summertime? Which ones would you suggest?
He said Crew Love. Crew Love is definitely one of those. You got to pull up to Save Our Streets. That's definitely one of the ones too.
I actually gotta go to. I've been hearing about the Save Our Streets for a long time.
That's definitely one you could pop out to. I mean, Shoe City's one to pop out to. Maine don't really mess with it, but Shoe City pop out in Lynn is definitely one.
Where's that? In Lynn?
That's in Lynn. Yeah.
Now is that the one? Is that the one that's like it has that outdoor court that's in between like the there's like a housing complex around it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was there. I was that's tough. That's actually really tough.
Yeah.
I actually went to that last year on Championship Sunday, and that's when I was like, yo, this is crazy. The game was over. It was probably like 11 something. It was super late. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, like this would never happen in Boston inside of a gym open this late on a Sunday night. I'm like, this would never happen.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty dope that they did that. But yeah, Shoe City's another one. What else? Why am I forgetting one, Reem? I feel like I'm missing something.
That's them right there. The main ones, Shoe City. Oh, Eastie. If you haven't been out to Eastie, Eastie definitely be popping off. But
Easty. Yeah,
they all
yeah.
be coinciding with each other though, man. They gotta mess
That's
it
true
up,
too.
mesh it up. It'd be like the
Mhm.
same day, it'd be like 3 tournaments on the same day. So you gotta pop off the 3 different tournaments throughout the
Mm.
city. You gotta go to Eastie, then you gotta go to Chelsea for Let It Fly, then you gotta come back Boston for the Roxbury Dorchester game. It's crazy. It's
Oh, I forgot
yeah,
about Let It Fly with Seasons.
yeah,
Seasons.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. See,
that's probably, in my opinion, one if not the best out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
seasons that he got it. He got it. He got it.
yeah,
He got that and he got that because and that's what I want that where I want to head is with high schools. Once you're working with high schools, man, and the parents come, the family members come, but when it's like kind of guys that graduated college that are still still hooping, you're not gonna get that same support than you would with like seniors in high school, freshmen, and all that. But yeah, man, he got the best thing going out there.
yeah, yeah. See, and they're actually Let It Fly Puerto Rico's coming up. He's actually doing it in Puerto Rico.
That's
He's
crazy.
actually, he's actually doing it in Puerto Rico. That's actually he's made it like in one. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Pretty much. He's pretty much made it like in one, yo. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Shout out to C's, man. C's is great. And who does C's play with in this league? In the CLBO?
See, these players with Netcast.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Netcast is gonna be tough too, man. Netcast is gonna be
C's,
pretty scary too.
we'll be trying to get C's to come down to the Tobin this year. C's is at that age, so C should be making his way down to the Tobin this year, man. You know what I mean? Trying to get him
Hey
down
man,
there to Terrell
I got
Bird.
I got to get up with you guys, man, because I'd love to do like something with you guys where it's like you said, once a guy kind of gets to that age where it's like they feel as if that they can't really do it in CLBO, send them over to you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Work something
definitely.
out. Work something out.
Yeah, there's a few guys that play now. I see Ty Figs is gonna be having a team in the CLBO. He plays in the Tobin League. Obviously Tack and Sleep, you know what I mean? So it's a few guys. It's definitely a few guys, you know what I mean? So yeah, we need to you guys can be a bridge for that league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was I about to go next? So even with the CLBO, right? Like, have you ever thought of making a shift in when you do the league because of some of the things I named earlier, as far as like, your league goes on in the summertime, in prime time of which there are a lot of money tournaments. Have you ever thought about altering your league because of that? Because on some of those weekends, some of those marquee players that we named, the Sauls and the Latifs, are going to be in money tournaments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about altering your league to the fall or winter or something other than the summertime?
Yeah, there've been a lot of guys that have expressed interest. Like they want like winter leagues, but what happens is like you have to go through the school department to even get them to approve it, and that's the big thing. You know what I mean? Because what happens is particularly like when it comes to the winter time, a lot of schools, and I can't believe that COVID is actually still a thing in the North Shore area, but
Wow.
because of the kids using the school, they use the excuse and say they have to sanitize this and sanitize that, so they didn't want to rent it out. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like I couldn't have the winter league. You know what I mean? And the money tournaments, like I tell guys all the time, it all spends from the school department. When the school department gives you like a set date that you can use it, then you have to go with that schedule. Like, you see what I'm saying? And every year it's the same thing. It always falls on money tournaments. And I'm like, I remember one year I had a Day and Mother's Day, you see what I'm saying? And I wanted guys to kind of play on Father's Day and Mother's Day, but then dudes were like, no, like it's my mom. And I understand that, you know what I mean? But also, if a guy's going to pay, I want them to play the game. You see what I'm saying? I want them to play, you know what I mean? So that's why, and on top of that, you know, that's the times that they were giving me. You know, they weren't trying to like work anything out. You see what I'm saying? It's like they say, okay, you're gonna be in there from April to this day, and I'm like, well, can you stop it on this day? They're like, no. They're like, you have to play straight through. So that's the problem that I have with all the time, man. And it's probably gonna end up happening this year too as well. So
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible
Now,
thing, man. In North Shore. The Boston one thing I like about Boston, like especially with when you do something positive, when you're doing something positive like keep people like off the street in trouble, Boston 100% supports that. You know what I mean? If you go to City Hall and you start requesting places, they 110% support that. But the North Shore area, because it's not considered a high crime rate, whatever, they question everything, and you end up having problems. See what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough, man.
Reem, do you agree with that?
It's really tough.
No. Yo, Boston is not on that, bro.
Not anymore.
I want to get your connections because we tried to do something recently and they shut us down completely, son.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like shut us down completely.
Because I remember, she was the founder of Operation Make a Difference. It was like a big 3-day weekend in the city of Boston, and she was like really tight with Mayor Menino when he was around. And I remember going with her several times to, especially to City Hall in Boston, and they awarded her like major awards because they said that any event within the city of Boston that you do that kind of helps the youth and keeps the crime rates down, they 100% support. So I was just like, if things change, that's my bad. I didn't know. I'm just basing it off of what I grew up knowing.
Oh, yeah. You talk about Menino. That's right. Menino was definitely for the people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
These people now ain't for the people.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. It's not right at all.
Yeah, no, because we definitely had like a whole plan and a blueprint for a league. It was gonna be called the YTL, which was in a contrast to the Old Timers League. It was really like the Young Timers League, where it was gonna be a 34 and I think under. Yeah, because this one is 35 and over, so this is gonna be 34 and under, where all those young people that pretty much will be playing in like the CLBO League, they used to play in the Rico's League, all those type of kids, young college kids was going to get. And we had a tough time. I mean, we had a good crew together. Like the league was built out. We had the coaches pick. We had the franchise players pick. Like everything was laid out, but we struggled in finding a gym, community center to have the league. I mean, excuse me, Reem was gonna be one of our MCs for the league. We had everything all laid out for it. Like,
wow.
And so
wow. Then times
I wish we have that. You know what I mean? Like, people to this day still ask me about that league.
Times definitely changed though, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, that's another reason why. Not that your league would be any less popular, but that's definitely like something that took away from it, because at least the guys in the city, between that and like that BYL league that's out in like Stoughton, I think at the Dana Barrows, that's like another league that I hear about for like younger people in that realm. You know what I'm saying? But it's not too many, you know what I'm saying? So that's why yours is one of the best. You know what I mean?
Trying to be, man. Definitely trying to be.
No, you set the bar, man, for your league. Like I said, you got the NBA music. You know what I'm saying? Like the old Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, man, you gotta, because like I said, like I remember growing up. I actually, people don't know this, but I played basketball as my first sport. I excelled very, very well in basketball. I used to play at BMBL. I think it was called.
Okay.
Was it called BMBL?
BNBL. It still
Yeah,
is. Yep.
I used to play in BNBL
Boston
all the
Neighborhood
time.
Basketball League. Yep.
Yeah, all the time, and a lot of people don't know that. So, so social media, I think, if I had social media, there's a lot of things that I would be able to do, outside of basketball, because like I look at these guys, like I said, I look at these guys, they play ball on the court, but after, it's like I try to prep guys so that when they do step outside and they start doing other things, like they're prepared for the media exposure, different things. That's why I'm always like, if you ever notice that little Stephen A. Smith thing that I created, the
Yep.
little,
Yep.
you know what I mean? You end up getting talked about. It's a reality. I mean, look what's happened with LeBron and Stephen A. What's going on? Look at that whole drama that's going on between them. It's a reality. It happens. I know some dudes are like, oh, yo, I just want to play. I don't want to have to deal with that. Jermaine, dudes love gossip and they love drama.
Facts.
I'm telling you.
Facts. No, you're right.
Listen, this
Actually,
isn't,
right.
bro. You think, because I know sometimes people think that I'm the one stirring the pot. If I screenshot a lot of my inbox and I post it, a lot of the stuff that I get is not me, bro.
Wait,
It's coming from the players. It's coming from the coaches. It's coming from mad people. So they try to put it on me like, oh, look at, there goes Gene again. Like, I know you got a name for me, Vince McMahon. Listen, all that stuff is coming from players and coaches. I'm like, yo, I turned around and I'm like, yo, people love this. They love that stuff, bro. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going by what the people love. They love it. They want to hear it. So I write about it. It's what it is. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all think that I'm the one that's stirring it. Trust me, it's not me, bro. A lot of that stuff is a good 90% is players. It's players and coaches. 90%.
I do think you be trying to stir stuff and get stuff going, because you told me, you say, yo, there's a coach, yo, Reem, he inboxes me, right? He tells me, he says, yo, there's a coach that says you're trying to ruin the CLBO League.
Yes.
And I'm like, huh?
Bro, listen. Listen. Bro, listen.
How am I trying to?
Bro, listen. I wouldn't make that. Bro, listen. They told me, I'm not going to get into it because it's going to start something else. But when they literally said, I was shocked because I like to go to the source. What I did was, once I sent it to you, right? Instead of me sending to you, the thing, I don't know why I pressed delete all, you know what I'm saying? And it just erased. So I had to go back to my phone, download an app to try to recover, even go on, because I have an Android. I don't have iPhone that saves in like a cloud or whatever you call it. So I'm still looking for it till this day. I'm telling you, unless somebody's trying to start trouble, man. But listen, I could have went with it.
Somebody's trying to start trouble, because that doesn't even sound like something I would say, dog. Like,
hey, man, you be surprised what people say nowadays, bro. You'll be surprised. But a lot of people they love drama, man. I'm telling you, they love drama.
No, whoever told you that clearly was trying to just start some drama, because they weren't being truthful in what they said at all. To say that I'm trying to ruin the CLBO, like, because I would love to know how. What I do?
But I never, like, even when somebody sends me something, like, I don't know if you notice, like, if I send it to somebody else, I always color out the person's name, because I don't get involved in that. Because I know when you were like, give me the name, if you notice, I always color in the person's name so nobody knows anything. I always cross out the name, the picture, all of that, and I just show you the text. That's it.
Hey, Dre, absolutely. That's what I believe. That's what I believe too, Dre. He's trading rivals. I'm with you, Dre. Absolutely. I believe the same thing. I believe the same exact thing, Dre. That he's doing his best to create some rivalries. Because I don't believe he really said that. You know what I mean? So trying to ruin the league. Like, how am I trying to ruin the league? What am I doing?
No, listen, at the end of the day, like, a lot of dudes, they like to they like to run with clicks. Yeah, I mean, I just like to get down to the truth, man. That's why I come to the source. I don't just believe what somebody tells me, man.
Right.
If you notice, I go. I don't care who you are. I don't care if your name is like dudes. Like some dudes like to treat things like high school, man. Oh, this person said it, and they just like kind of. I go to the source, bro. I go straight to the source.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Like I said, man, it's all good. It's all good, man. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. Next month, the league starts. Yeah, man. Sparring Minds out. TSMP Athletics is what the name of the team is. Hardball is no more. So that's what we on a new wave right now for the new year. So it's gonna be interesting, man. We get into that time, man. I don't want to keep a church, man, on a Sunday night, man. So I definitely appreciate you for rocking out with me and the voice tonight, man. Do you have any parting shots you want to say as we get out here? You get ready for another season of the CLBO?
Honestly, I really appreciate. Like, I was shocked, man, coming onto this set. Seeing the professionalism, I was like, "Dad, you got a whole intro going." I'm like, "Yo," I'm looking at all that. I'm like, "It's absolutely amazing." I think that the podcast that you're doing, I think it's needed, especially inside the community where people could tune in, have their own opinion, have their own platform. I don't think a lot of people do that, like locally. I think other than what you see, in mainstream media, I think there should be more of these because it keeps people together. You see what I'm saying? It keeps people together. It keeps people unified. Like I'm saying, like I don't know what I know your generation a lot, but like I'm thinking about if our generation, because I grew up in the 90s, and I'm like, man, if the 90s had this type of stuff, like this type of technology, bro,
right?
Like it would be something crazy. You see what I'm saying? So I really appreciate what you guys do. Definitely a supporter of this podcast. The CLBO will always be a supporter of this podcast. Along with the 35 and older league, I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, man. Thank you. No, definitely appreciate you. Voice, any parting shots, man, before you get up out of here? I know we had a lot of exciting games down the OTL today. It was pretty dope. You got any parting shots?
Nah, you already know, man. Just catch every Sunday. Grove Hall Podcast, man. Y'all know I be. I'm everywhere. Anywhere basketball, I'm there talking crazy. You already know, man. Shout out to the homie. You definitely tuning into your league this year, so it's gonna be turned up. We're gonna turn it up. We're gonna turn it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta get you out. We gotta definitely get you out there. Definitely. And yes, Dre, to your point, we will definitely at some point bring this podcast live from the CLBO at some point this season.
Please do.
Podcast will be on site at the CLBO doing a live podcast.
Yo, sure. One more thing, my bad. So Everett Access is gonna be out there this year, so it's gonna be on Everett Public Television for the whole world to see.
Dope.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Super dope. Shout out to my brother Sammy Little. He's in the cut, enjoying the week off. But everybody, tune in every Sunday. Grove Hall Podcast. 6:50 is the layup line. 7 p.m. is showtime. Another edition. Thank you to the good brother from the CLBO, the voice, for pulling up. Another Sunday, man. We out of here. Grove Hall Podcast.
Out.